this is Jessica Frazier of GameZombie.tv. We're here with James, who most of you probably know as the Angry Video Game Nerd. Can you tell us a little bit how you got started?
Sure. Basically, I make a lot of films. I make horror movies, I make comedies. I have quite a variety, actually, and usually I find myself behind the camera because that's what I like to do. I write, I direct, I edit. But with the Angry Video Game Nerd, I found myself acting. I do that from time to time. But it started as just a little innocent joke. The only copies of the first 2 episodes were on VHS tapes, which I passed around to my friends. And then I made a 3rd one, and originally that was just a trilogy on Cinemassacre.com. But then people loved it so much that I started making another one. I was like, okay, I make another one. That's it. That's the last one. They're like, no, that can't be the last one. You got to make another one. So I'm like, all right, I'll make one more. It's like, oh, no, you got to make another one. And then Screw Attack talks to me, and then we're like, hey, let's keep this thing going, and let's do Ninja Turtles one, and I did that for ScrewAttack.com, and that was the first one on there. And from there, it just kept on snowballing, and it's been getting bigger and bigger, and it's just blown up.
What made you go into classic games as opposed to doing like reviews of new games?
Well, nobody was doing it. I mean, looking back at the past, that was my angle. Was like, let's do old games instead of new games. Let's not do the games that everybody's talking about. Let's do these games that are like forgotten. And that's what it's all about. Part of the joke is like, why is this guy so pissed off about this game that's 20 years old? Is he still angry at this game that annoyed him back in the 80s? So that's kind of the whole premise. That's like the joke.
Okay, what game has not made you angry, or has there not been one?
Well, I honestly have a lot of favorites, so there's too many favorites to really count. I could say my favorite console was the Super NES. A lot of those franchises that Nintendo started, particularly the big 3 were like Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Zelda Link to the Past. Those 3 games on the Super NES were like, those were A+. Those were like as good as games can get to me. Yeah.
I have to agree. And one last question. Is Rolling Rock really your favorite beer?
It's a good beer. I mean, Rolling Rock is beer. That's all. It tastes like beer. That's what it is. It's really funny is that Rolling Rock sometimes is called a pale ale, but it's not a pale ale because pale ales are usually very dark and bitter. But Rolling Rock it says on the bottle like extra pale. So it doesn't make any sense. Rolling Rock is a pale ale, but it's not pale. But other pale ales, which are pale ales, are not pale. So, I don't know. Figure that one out.
The only real game video series, I think, in the world.